What's going on, everybody? Cody here, Trainwreck Podcast, episode 46, maybe, I don't know. We're here with you guys for the first time since before the Super Bowl because now football season's over. We don't got nothing to talk about, man, but we're going to try our best. I got everybody's favorite liberal, Drew. He's here with us, and he's still glossening all over his new head coach's dick.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Raiders been making some moves, man. I say they might be like a wild card team. You guys ain't winning the division, but I mean, if you guys can just piece it together, I mean, you guys got a good shot at being better than Denver and the Chargers. And at that point, you see how the seeding plays out.
Yeah, Denver for sure. The Chiefs might regress depending on this offseason if they lose Chris Jones or not. Because that's like their whole defense right there.
Yeah, but they might they might add Mike Evans, and if they add Mike Evans, that basically fixes their number one issue this past season, which was that their receivers suck, and they still won the damn Super Bowl even with crappy receivers.
Yeah, true. Oh, I see Mike Evans going out to the Texans, to be honest.
He might. I think he either stays in Tampa or he goes to Kansas City.
And the Chargers, I'm not worried about them. We got Jim Harbaugh. That's pretty much it.
I want the Chargers to kind of suck just because of all the Jim Harbaugh hype. And I think it'll probably take him like a year to piece it together. But who knows? I mean, his first year in San Francisco, the year before, they were horrible. And the first year he was there, they went, 13-3 and lost in the NFC Championship to the Giants on like a fluke play, you know? So,
I mean, he went to Super Bowl with Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah. I mean, it was like his first 3 years with San Francisco. I think he went 13-3 every season, went to the NFC Championship every year except for his last year, and that's when he kind of like lost the locker room and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then next year you had Jim Tom Sula, I think, take over for him, and he was terrible. And then the year after that, that's when the 49ers really fell apart, and I think they went like 5-11 because I remember a game during Dak and Zeke's rookie year where we took them apart, and God, it was an amazing game. So I think that was C.J. Beathard's first career start.
Yeah, as of right now, I think the two teams pretty much potentially get the AFC West title will probably be either Chiefs or Raiders right now. Not
the
being
AFC West.
Not being biased, I think that the Chiefs and Raiders had the best two rosters out of the four.
I get into a top 10 or a top 5 list we're about to do. Actually, I swear, people, I'm not drunk. I just keep stumbling. But we're going to give our top 5 teams to potentially win next year's Super Bowl. And at number 5, I got the Cincinnati Bengals. If Joe Burrow comes back, and with the news today that the NFL's cap is increasing by $30 million, we'll get to that after this list. I think they could potentially hold on to T. Higgins now if they can give him like a big contract. He still won't be like a number one wide receiver. You know, you still got Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd, but T. Higgins has always been a big part of that offense as well, even though he's, the third receiver. And now Cincinnati can probably pay him pretty good money. So, like, if Joe Burrow comes back healthy and, they can improve from Joe Mixon, they can have a way better running game. That's why the Bengals are, like, my number 5 team. Number 4, I'd probably have to go with the Buffalo Bills just because the best case for the Bills is that they just hope they don't play the Chiefs in the playoffs. That's the best thing Buffalo can ever hope for. Other than that, like, I think they would have beat the Ravens if they played them in the AFC Championship because, like, you basically got Lamar Jackson and then you have Lamar Jackson that can throw. That's what Josh Allen is. He's Lamar Jackson that can throw.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm like, Buffalo, their kryptonite is just Kansas City. Other than that, they got a good team. It looks like firing Ken Dorsey really improved that team. When a team fires their offensive coordinator mid-season, you're just kind of like, oh shit, like they're mailing it in for the rest of the year. And it's like, no, they got better after that. And McDermott's a pretty good head coach. So Buffalo, I think, could win the Super Bowl. It's just, God, they just have to hope they don't face Kansas City.
Man, McDermott with this 9/11 inspirational quotes are working.
I know, like, all he needs to do next time before they play the Chiefs is just put the Twin Towers and then have Travis Kelce's face on one of them and then Patrick Mahomes on the other. And then Josh Allen needs to be the plane, you know?
Yeah. What's next? Yeah. This next topic is the OKC bombing.
Yeah. No, he's gonna start talking about Israel and Gaza. He's gotta be current, you know.
Oh yeah. You gotta be current with the times. I got you.
Yeah, he's gonna be talking about Israel and the Ukraine. Those are gonna be the things like, oh man, we gotta start being like the Russians, man.
See, our defensive line's gotta be the Russians. You gotta strangle both sides. And our offensive line just gotta be like the NATO, just denying the shit.
He's turned into freaking George W. Bush. You sound exactly like him on South Park.
Listen. So, you damn liberal.
Number 3. God damn it. Number 3, and I'm probably going to regret saying this, but it's the Dallas Cowboys. It's just, God, I hope Mike Zimmer improves this defense over Dan Quinn. But here's the thing. I want the Cowboys to suck next year so Mike McCarthy can get fired and we can get Mike Tomlin.
I don't get why he didn't get fired.
I don't either, because Jerry Jones has his hands so deep up his ass that he can't get it out to hand him the pink slip.
He can't say, like, oh, there's no coaches out there. There's plenty of good coaches and coordinators.
The greatest coach ever is available right fucking now. Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick, I mean, hell, even Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Like, he still wants to coach.
I say Pete Carroll's a top 10 coach ever. Bill Belichick's a top 1 coach ever. And it's like we kept Captain Fat Fuck over those two. Bill Belichick, who as a coordinator has 2 rings. As a head coach, he has 6. He's got 8 rings. Pete Carroll has a Super Bowl and a national championship. Mike McCarthy has 1 Super Bowl with, even though I hate fucking saying that, a Super Bowl with a top 5 quarterback ever. Yeah, and we decided to keep him. So, yeah, fuck it. Never mind. Cowboys aren't number 3. Fuck it. We're leaving number 3 blank because now I'm pissed off thinking about him. Thanks, Drew.
No problem.
All right. Number 3, fuck. We'll put the Browns there. Actually, no, fuck the Browns too. Texans.
Well, if you heard about this Sean Watson here recently,
oh God,
they're in a rough spot.
I know they can get out of his contract. Actually, if anything, they hope Watson like completely fucks up that testimony.
There is hope for the Browns. If the Sean Watson plead guilty, there's hope for the Browns.
Or like gets himself.
I'm saying it, but there's somewhat hope for them.
And actually, he doesn't even have to plead guilty. He just has to fuck up in his testimony. So yeah, the Browns can get out of that contract. So you guys might want to sign Joe Flacco to an extension right now. Either that, or we'll give you Trey Lance.
Or after Deshaun Weinstein, potentially trade for Justin Fields.
Yeah, I still think Fields is going to Atlanta. I don't know if you saw his.
You better buy God index for now on. You do a QB check. You better do a background check.
It's what they deserve for fucking over Mayfield.
For real.
Number 2, San Francisco. They're going to be right back in the NFC Championship. Guarantee it. You know, it's just, like I said in the last podcast, Kyle Shanahan with a lead. It's like, I did not trust him with a lead in that Super Bowl, and I got proven right again.
He got way too passive.
Yeah, I know. You got Christian McCaffrey, who, like, in the overtime period, was dicing up the Chiefs, you know? And then, yeah, their play calling fucking sucks, just like how it was in 28-3 and just how it was with the last Super Bowl against the Chiefs.
Oh, I'm in the lead. I was going to kick back and relax. Nah, this is Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. You did not sit on a lead.
Yeah, like when Kansas City was down by 10, I'm like, they're going to come back. You know, I don't trust Kyle. Kyle Shanahan blew a 25-point lead, unless it was like 30 35 points, then okay, I'd be kind of comfortable.
Kyle Shan must be the greatest on-season coach ever. But during the playoffs, my God.
Number one, obviously, is the Chiefs. They're going to get better. They just won the Super Bowl with the worst group of receivers out there that they've had in the Patrick Mahomes era, and they could potentially add Mike Evans or draft somebody that's going to be better than Kadarius Toney and MVS. So it's like, even if they lose Chris Jones, Steve Spagnuolo, I think that's how you say his name, or Spagnuolo, something like that. He's still one of the greatest defensive coordinators ever. He's won 4 Super Bowls just as a coordinator, So it's like, okay, even if they lose Chris Jones, their defense is still going to be good because they got one of the greatest coordinators ever.
See, I was just thinking about that. Like, the Chiefs won the most shittiest receiver grips ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to devalue the receiving room now. For future contracts throughout the teams. If Patrick Mahomes won a team with Butterfingers, why did I need to pay you this much money? I could do the same thing.
Well, it's just like, if anything, it does that, and then it ups the quarterback market because it's like Patrick Mahomes is so good. He made the most out of these receivers. He still threw for over 300 yards. Granted, he got a lot of those in overtime. Proves that the best quarterbacks, are the best for a reason, and so, it does kind of value the quarterbacks more and devalues the receivers. But Drew, that's my top 5 list. Actually, it's more of a top 4 list because fuck the Cowboys. I'm still pissed off. That's why I'm wearing an OKC Thunder hat, even though can't see it. There you go. I am wearing a Cowboys jersey though. Can you guess which one?
Win?
Lamb.
Okay.
I was at my physical therapy appointment yesterday, and I was wearing my Parsons jersey, and the guy's like, "Oh," and I was like, "Yeah, I need to get rid of this one. He's starting to piss me off." And but he was a Broncos fan, so it's not like he could give me too much shit because all I have to do is bring up that Miami game. But he's like, "Man, Parsons talks too much." I'm like, "Yeah, he's a fucking child."
He has a lot of room to talk. You just look at his head coach.
Yeah, look at his quarterback.
His head coach, his quarterback, the whole team in general.
Yeah. His quarterback has more bathrooms in his house than he had wins for the team. I told him, I'll probably get rid of that Parsons jersey and get a Trayvon Diggs or Deron Bland one. But Drew, what did you think of that list?
It can't go wrong with it. That's probably a lot of people's top 5.
Yeah. I know San Francisco opened as the betting favorites to win the Super Bowl next year, and that I don't believe,
Yeah.
I don't think San Francisco should be the favorites. But what about your top 5 list? I know I kind of gave it to you short notice.
You're good. Don't think on the spot. So my number 5, I'm going to say the Houston Texans.
Mm-hmm.
You got C.J. Stroud, who got some 1 more year of experience, and then his wide receiver core is young but improving. And if they resign the tight end, I'm pretty sure they are. I can't remember his name. Dalton Schultz, was it?
Yeah, Dalton Schultz.
He's a very underrated tight end. He's he could potentially be the top 10, top 7.
Oh, he's easily that. He was phenomenal with the Cowboys, and he was phenomenal with the Texans this year.
And the defense is improving. You can't go wrong with them. Potentially win the Super Bowl next year.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I say, plus they play in an easy division because the Titans are going to suck. I think the Jaguars are going to be even worse than last year, and the Colts might actually be pretty good. They can be a wild card team.
Yeah, I think they still have a long ways to go. I feel like there's a couple of things they need to take care of before they get to that spot.
I'm just a big believer in Anthony Richardson because he was phenomenal before he got hurt.
I feel like they need to really work on the offensive line to protect him.
Yeah, because Quentin Nelson's getting old.
That sucks because I'm a big Quentin Nelson fan.
Hmm. I like him. I don't like how people say he's better than Zach Martin, but Quentin Nelson is, I think, the second best guard in football.
Yeah.
I mean, Zach Martin has more All Pro and Pro Bowl selections than he does holding penalties for his whole career.
So my number 4,
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay.
The reason being, I'm gonna levitate them a little bit more than you did. Because Joe Burrow is gonna come back with a chip on his shoulders, like, oh yeah, I didn't play that season, I was injured. I'm gonna prove you motherfuckers wrong, and I'm gonna win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Um, Jamar Chase is awesome. It's like he's gonna prove himself, like why he's better than Justin Jefferson and not all of them. And T Higgins is actually a really good receiver, and they make sure he's locked down in Cincy.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, Joe Mix is getting old, and like unfortunately, running backs they're good like maybe 2 to 4 years, and they need to be replaced. It's just pretty much like tires.
I say they're all plug and play at this point.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because like during the 2010s, like it was the most exciting position to watch. Number 3, I'm gonna go with the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
I know it sounds a little crazy because Matthew Stafford's like a fossil at this point, but Matthew Stafford has the experience. He still has a decent arm. Knowing that, he probably has arguably like the best wide receiver deal in NFL right now with Cook and Nakua and
Cooper
what's
Kupp.
his name? Yeah, Cooper Kupp.
Mm.
It's like that one white boy.
Yeah. Plus that rookie running back they had. I mean, he's kind of what carried them down the stretch.
Yeah.
And I mean, they hung in there with Detroit in that wild card game.
Yeah. I mean, they're getting older, but at the same time, a lot of those key positions are getting younger, so it's actually helping them out.
Mm-hmm.
You always can't deny the Rams defense. It's always going to be good. It's not as stingy good as it used to be, but it's still it's still need to watch out for.
Mm-hmm.
The offensive line, it's getting better, but still needs to be improved.
Mm-hmm.
What was that, my number 3? Number 2,
Yeah.
I'm going with Detroit.
Okay.
The reason being, is because this offseason, people are going to want to go to Detroit because of Dan Campbell and the culture he's building. He's going to bring in some big names, I believe. This is going to be the team to watch. And not only that, they're going to start that dynamic duo of the running back core, Gibbs and Montgomery still.
Mm-hmm.
Jared Goff it's becoming like lights out at this point. But yeah, there's a few disappointing games he had last season, but he's improving. He got the whole city of Detroit behind his back, and what more do you want than as a quarterback to have your whole city behind your back?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at this point, he's always become a bigger name than Eminem in Detroit.
Yeah,
that's saying a lot.
Eminem sucked the last 10 years, though.
And not only that, like they already have the best young tight end like we've seen in a long time.
Laporta.
Yeah, and that defense keeps improving, and then that's probably where Dan Camp's going to focus a little bit more this offseason of the defense, and he's going to get a lot of big names in there. Mm-hmm. What he needs to do is get rid of C.J. Gardner-Johnson because he's a cancer.
Yeah.
And fix up that DB room in general.
Yeah, their secondary definitely needs work. If they can
go ahead.
If they can shore up that secondary, I mean, you got that line with Aiden Hutchinson, like linebacker and corner and safety. That's kind of where their weakness is. Like, you got a good running back, you got good receivers. Imagine if T. Higgins went to Detroit. By the way, him and St. Brown, that'd be insane. Yeah, I mean,
linebacker core. They're very good run stuffing, but the coverage that's where they get exposed.
Yeah, I mean, they got diced up. I mean, look at that game against Dallas, where CeeDee Lamb had over 200 yards. Look at early in the season when they took on Seattle, Geno Smith diced them up. I mean, even the playoff game, against like Tampa, Baker had a really good game.
I don't think they need to replace the linebackers. I think they just need to bring a linebacker that knows how to cover to teach the younger linebackers. That's what I
Yeah.
think. Because I do think they have a good linebacking core. I think they just need to find someone that has experience at the pass coverage to help them out.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, they probably like the best like no name wide receiver in that room.
Mm-hmm.
It's like beforehand, it's like, do you really know Amon St. Brown before the season? I really
I mean, I
didn't.
did because I thought he was fucking cool. Like, he's just fucking intense. I don't know if you ever heard an interview with him, but he's a dude. I feel like if he got in a fight, he would fucking kill you.
And with him, like I think his name is Josh Reynolds, and there's another one I can't remember.
They got
Like there's
Donovan
a bunch,
Peoples-Jones.
yeah, Donovan People-Jones, a bunch of like non big name wide receivers actually contributing and actually playing well.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine if they added T. Higgins.
Yeah, imagine having like that big body, true number one wide receiver.
Detroit Lions, if you're watching right now, Michael Gallup for a first round pick.
You're fucking smoking, dude. No one will give him first round for Michael.
Second
Probably
round pick,
with that best.
David Montgomery. Second round pick and David Montgomery. But all right, what's your number one team? If you say the Raiders, I'm kicking your ass.
The number one team? Probably the 49ers.
Okay. So you don't even have the Chiefs in your top five?
They're my sixth.
You're sixth?
Because I really think they're going to regress hard. I really have a feeling that Christian's going to leave and that defense is going to just get worse, and that's where they're going to get exposed.
I mean,
yes, they'll probably get a good receiver, but I just have a gut feeling.
Just for clarification, the betting odds for next season, the 49ers opened as a plus 500, which is the highest odds to win the Super Bowl next year. Followed up is the Chiefs at 700 and the Ravens at 850, which neither of us had the Ravens because I think they're going to regress hard.
I feel like this season was their only chance.
Yeah. Then
the Bills, next season, that Lamar Jackson contract takes an effect.
And then the Bills and Lions round out the top five, both at plus 1,200. I guess the Lions would probably be my number 3 team instead of the Cowboys. And then rounding out the top 10, the Bengals at 6, Cowboys at 7, Eagles at 8, the Dolphins at 9th, and the Packers at 10th.
Why do the Eagles are so high?
I don't know, because Eagles, I think, are going to fucking suck next year. And the bottom 5...
They'll probably go like 2-4 and fire their head coach.
Yeah. I definitely think Sirianni gets fired mid-season next year. The bottom 5, the Panthers have the worst odds, followed by the Patriots, Commanders, Titans, and Giants. Probably the Raiders at number 21. All right, that's our top 5 list for teams to win the Super Bowl next year. So go ahead and put your money down. I just gave you the odds. One quick thing I want to talk about the podcast. We took last week off just because the Super Bowl is kind of an afterthought after that shooting and stuff. And, I was hoping the Chiefs would win just so I could piss you and Zach off. And then, that parade happened. And it's like, okay, we're not going to really aim on that.
I was planning to talk some massive shit, but that shit is like, I better not.
Yeah. It didn't stop laughing on the sidelines, though. I was listening to their podcast this week, and Derek said he didn't watch the Super Bowl at all. He goes, I was a big fan of the parade, though. I was like, God damn.
Oh my God.
One quick thing about the podcast is, one, they said, may not be out every week. It's the off season. We really don't have that much shit to talk about. Like last year, we launched the podcast at the end of football season. So we kind of had a whole bunch of stories that we could, talk about until football season came around. Now it's like, okay, we kind of gave away all those stories, but 5 straight episodes on YouTube, over 40 views, 22 plays on our last episode on Apple, which is our second most ever. And just in the last 4 days on Spotify, 24 plays on all episodes. So thank you all for that. So podcast doing very successful, lots of growth. I say like the podcast, like I said, it's going to be staggered, and heck, I mean my channel is probably not going to be growing as much as it was because football season's over, and basketball. Since basketball is every day, it's kind of harder to make like funny videos out of that, where it's like, Sunday is the designated football day, so everyone's looking for that stuff on Monday. Basketball is every day, so not everyone's looking for it every day.
Yeah. I mean, unless Josh Giddey does some shit again.
Oh, Josh Giddey does some shit. He's getting arrested. He's getting arrested and probably cut.
I'm surprised they didn't cut him in the first place because of that shit.
He's playing his way out of Oklahoma City. They just traded for Gordon Hayward, and he's coming off the bench right now. He's still kind of banged up, but I definitely think when the playoffs roll around, Gordon Hayward's going to take Josh Giddey's spot in the rotation.
Yeah.
But back to NFL news. The NFL announced today a $30 million cap increase. Thank you, Taylor Swift, for bringing in the revenue.
Woo, the Saints are less in debt.
Yeah. I wonder if they're still negative, like in the negatives.
They're negative 60, I believe.
Yeah. The Raiders actually now have the most cap space, or not the 10th most cap space, excuse me. Who has the most? Commanders. Commanders have like $80 million in cap space.
Nice. Must be nice. Well, we still have a good cap space. We could bring some money in.
But that's why I'm saying, like, the Bengals, they could probably hold on to T. Higgins now with that much cap space because they can pay him.
Yeah. They literally have no excuse not paying him.
If it's only thing, like, if T. Higgins wants to be, like, the number one guy, that's the only thing that I think, like, may make him leave Cincinnati is that he wants to be, like, the guy. But, I mean, a lot of teams out there have their guy, unless you want to go to a team like the Chiefs who don't have a number one receiver, because Travis Kelce doesn't count. What?
Or the Panthers.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. The Panthers. It's like, okay, if you don't want to win anything in your fucking career, yeah, go to the Panthers because he'll get a shitload of money from them. And that, like, yeah, most teams pretty much have their number one guy.
Yeah.
The Giants, maybe, big market. Plus, they don't have a number one receiver, but you don't have a quarterback either.
But money.
Yeah. But here's the thing, like, I know with this cap increase, it definitely opens up the possibility that the Cowboys are going to get a contract extension done with Dak Prescott here in the offseason. This motherfucker, like, I love Dak. He's one of my top 5 favorite Cowboys ever. But this motherfucker wanting $60 million a year and then talking about wanting to bring a Super Bowl to fucking Dallas. It's like, how many pay cuts Tom Brady took? Like, Tom Brady barely took any money throughout his whole career. He got $375 million from Fox. He got more from Fox for broadcasting than he made his entire NFL career. I think it was like $323 million, something like that. And it's like, okay, Dak, you've already got a $200 million contract. You're the quarterback for the Cowboys, so you get unlimited endorsements, basically. He makes like $50 million a year off endorsements. Dude, you do not need a $60 million a year extension, even with this big cap increase. The Cowboys should use that money to sign CeeDee Lamb and I guess maybe Parsons. Get Parsons a prove-it year this year, actually. But that's the other reason why I don't think the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl, because Dak Prescott's probably about to take up 30% of the cap.
Yep.
But, like, for these teams that have, like, a shitload of cap space, like the Commanders, they could go out and sign freaking Brady, and the Commanders would still suck, It's like, but that's the thing that sucks about, like, the NFL is, like, you have to use up a certain percent of the cap before the season starts.
Yo, so imagine the Commanders sign Kirk Cousins.
That'd be funny. I think he's staying in Minnesota personally, but it would be funny.
That'd be hilarious. That'd be the ultimate troll.
It's possible. Different ownership group,
Yeah.
He's got Scary Terry there, but it's more of the Commanders. They got to spend you know, whatever 90% of 80 million is, what, like $72 million, I think. And it's like, they can get some good players that are just going to play it, pay them a shitload just to still suck.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I'm pissed off at the Commanders because I don't think they're giving somehow like a true chance.
I don't either. I actually think Hal's pretty good. I mean, for a dude that took a freaking ass whooping all season.
I think he played decently well in the situation he was in.
Plus, I think he got buried by Ron Rivera. Like, I don't know what the fuck. I'm glad Ron Rivera got fired. I said it on a show a couple weeks ago, but Rivera's just a fucking prick. He keeps up on his quarterback so easily. Like, which is funny considering he had Cam Newton's worthless ass for so long. But, like, he gave up on Taylor Heineke, and Taylor Heineke's a fucking baller. But
Yeah.
Rivera buried him on the way out of Washington. And then he basically did the same thing with Sam Howell. It's like, didn't really give Howell a chance and buried him to the media and all that.
Look, I'm just saying, if the Raiders want to trade like a fourth rounder for Sam Howell or third rounder, I'd be totally okay with it. Just give like Aiden a competition where potentially replace Aiden.
I mean, it depends on how the draft goes for you guys. Hey, if you guys don't get who you want to draft, yeah, I definitely look at a trade possibility for Sam Howell because I bet you could get him for like a 5th or 6th round pick.
Yeah, or trade Renfro for him.
And one more thing, WWE Elimination Chamber is on in 7 hours. It's going to be on at 4 a.m. Central Standard Time because the show's in freaking Australia. I did a predictions video for it. It got over 200 views. Thank you guys. 148 of y'all had never seen my channel before, so, there's growth right there. Like I said, WWE is going to help carry this channel while the NFL season's in the off season, because even like the draft and free agency, I don't think people are really going to be like starving for football content then, Elimination Chamber, Drew, who do you think is going to win it?
To be honest, who's in the team right now?
So the men's, you got Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, Randy Orton, Logan Paul, L.A. Knight, and Drew McIntyre. And the winner faces Seth Rollins.
I could either see LA or Drew. If I had to pick between the two, it'd probably be LA.
In my prediction video, I said it's probably going to be Drew. Especially this past Monday, they had Drew beat freaking Cody Rhodes. And so Drew McIntyre is the first person to beat Cody Rhodes since Roman Reigns beat him at WrestleMania. He's only the second person ever to beat him since he returned to WWE. So it seems like they're pushing Drew really hard now.
I mean, yeah, if Drew wants another chance, he needs to take advantage of this because his character's kind of getting stale and bland.
And then the women's match, you got Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Naomi, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and Tiffany Stratton. And the winner faces Rhea Ripley.
Ooh, I'd probably say Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan's my dark horse. I think Becky's going to win it, but Liv, there's a really good story they can tell because Rhea's the one who injured Liv and caused Liv to miss the last 6 months. And now Liv is talking about she's in her revenge era, stuff like that. Like, I really think like there's a good story to tell right there with Liv facing Rhea at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
And here's the thing, like, I mean, Rhea and Becky would be a humongous match, but dude, like, same thing with Rock and Roman this year, before they pivoted. It's like WrestleMania is basically already sold out. You're getting a flat rate from Peacock. No matter how many people watch, you get paid the same amount no matter what. So it's like, why not do Liv and Rhea? Like, Becky and Rhea, yeah, huge match. It would sell a lot of tickets if tickets weren't already sold,
Yeah.
Like, that could be your, like, Backlash main event, in France, which, I mean, I imagine tickets are moving well for that show. Another fucking international show, by the way. I've just remembered that soon it's only going to be where, like, WrestleMania is going to be the only show in America. Like you got all these shows, these pay-per-views now that are international. Like this one's going to be in Australia. You got the Saudi Arabia shows. Backlash is going to be in France. You got the Bash in Berlin show, which is like a few weeks after SummerSlam. We still don't know where SummerSlam is going to be. It's like soon the only pay-per-view that's going to be left in America is going to be fucking WrestleMania. Yeah, dude. The Chamber, dude, I honestly don't know if I'll watch it. Like the show's on at 4 a.m, and I can't stay off my phone long enough to avoid spoilers because it's like you go on Facebook, and you just instantly see match results for shit. And then there was one more thing. I didn't float this by you actually, but the Naruto Storm Connections video game that came out a couple months ago.
Sort of.
So you haven't heard about the controversy with it now, huh?
Nope, I have not.
So apparently the English dub in the game is very like clunky and the lines are like very uninspired, have no emotion behind them. And
really?
And apparently what people are thinking is that Bandai Namco, I think that's how you say the company's name that makes those Naruto games, they're alleging that they used AI for the voices in the game and instead of using the lines that were recorded by the English voice actors. Now, Miley Flanagan, who does the voice for Naruto in the English dub, she said, there's no way in hell I delivered these lines like that when there's like some very flat lines from Naruto. And the one people are really bitching about, and they kind of have a right to because it's the first game this character has been in, is Kawaki. They say his voice acting in the game is horrible. So it seems like we're already kind of starting to get to that point where like video game companies are trying to use AI instead of having actual actors. Kind of seems like what Bandai Namco was testing it out in this game just to see how it was received.
God, sounds like such an EA thing to do.
Yeah. Too bad it's. Well, here's the thing. At least with EA, I imagine Madden will eventually have AI commentators, which actually would be better than fucking Charles Davis's useless ass. But like most EA games, like they're already half-ass produced anyway with actual voice actors, so EA is going to be using AI eventually. I can understand them kind of using it because they're not a big company. Like the only games that they produce that are worth a shit are the Naruto games. But it's still like it's a shitty fucking thing, like them basically trying to phase out voice actors.
I mean, yeah, like especially like a pillar of like an anime series like Naruto. Like it has a very passionate fan base. They're gonna pick up that shit instantly. Like that's just big slap to their face.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm getting pissed off by game companies like EA and all them. Like just like give half-ass fucking games, like expecting like $60 or $70. It's like that's just pretty much a scam.
Here's the thing, like you got all these people right now that are excited for NCAA football. That game's gonna be just like Madden, dude. I'm calling it right now. That game's gonna be exactly like fucking Madden.
I've been thinking about buying that one. Like, what I hope, because like that's actually like I'm really excited for the NCAA 25, whatever it is.
Yeah, like I get why people are excited for the game because it's been almost 10 years since the last one came out, but it's the Frostbite 3 engine. It's made by EA. It's gonna be exactly like Madden. It may, or either that, or it'll come out the gate hot, but it'll eventually like transition to basically what Madden is now. I'm
See
so glad
what
I
they
didn't buy
can
that piece of shit
do.
game.
It'd be a cool way. Like, first of all, NCAA doesn't need no fucking Madden, no Ultimate Team kind of bullshit. No fucking microtransactions. Just put it in there as franchise mode, let people build their teams. That's it. Now, the cool thing is, like, you could take those players you develop in NCAA and transition to the new Madden will be coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, going through draft and all of that. And there you go. Boom. You just got yourself a little story mode right there.
I'm calling it right now. NIL microtransactions. You can buy NIL deals, and that's how you can recruit people in the game.
Oh my god. I swear to God. If they do that shit, people need to be going after EA's head for that point.
There's going to be like packs like there is in Madden, NIL packs. Like the rarest is going to be like a Jordan sponsorship, you know? Like that's going to be like the ultimate elite NIL
If
deal.
that happens, they need to do like what they did Overwatch. Just like have a country go after a company like that and just get rid of the packs and microtransactions. Because it's technically online gambling.
I really want, like, you remember when WWE 2K20 came out and like the game was so fucking buggy it was unplayable. I just want 1 year where Madden's like that, so no one fucking buys it.
People need to stop buying men like 10, like not 10, probably 7 years ago.
Yeah,
But no,
like
you get these people who go, it'll just get better. I mean, look at the graphics and all that. It's gonna get better, and all of a sudden, boom, complete the opposite. It gets worse and worse.
dude, like I did one gameplay of Madden, on my channel a couple weeks ago for the Super Bowl video, and I was playing that game. I was like, God, I'm so glad I didn't pay for this piece of shit.
You know, it's not like the snowball effect, but the snowball's like a pile of shit. It just rolls down the hill, it just becomes a bigger pile of shit.
Yeah, fuck Madden.
Any of you viewers that still buying Madden games, you need to seek help.
For real. I'm telling you one thing, like MLB the show, like even though like I don't watch baseball really, like I'm a Dodgers fan, but I don't like I basically watch baseball when the playoffs start. MLB the
If you
show
don't
is
play
probably
a Madden game, go to the older ones like 11, 10, and all that.
say Madden
Those
11
are
is
actually
probably
decent ones.
Madden 11's one of the probably the best Madden I've ever played. Madden
Like
07's
one
pretty
with the
good.
Payne Hillis, one with Drew Brees.
Yeah, Madden 11's the one with Drew Brees. That one's really fucking good. But MLB the show, dude, that game is like if you like developing rosters and shit like that, and you kind of understand how baseball works, like how the farm system and all that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like MLB the show is so freaking fun in that aspect. Gameplay, I mean, the gameplay is repetitive. It's just throw and hit basically. But like developing your team, that's fun. 2K has it where it's the best because like in Madden, your overall really doesn't fucking matter. You can still throw for like 500 yards. It's like a 60 overall quarterback,
Yeah.
Your offensive line, it doesn't matter what overall they are. It honestly don't matter.
They're so dog shit.
NBA 2K, your overall, like, your 3-point shooting, developing your player, like that shit fucking matters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just saying, like, dude, like, there's plenty of other sports games out there. I don't get why Madden's still the most popular. Like, WWE 2K24 looks fucking incredible, dude. Like
It's like I
that
don't
game's
know if
gonna be,
like you listen to like Jason and Travis's podcast. Even they said it's like it is
yeah,
the worst sports game ever.
yeah.
Like represent their games. Like even like NFL players are saying the same thing.
Shit, that's one thing we haven't got to talk about. Jason Kelsey partying after the Super Bowl. Him in the Rey
Dude,
Mysterio mask.
Jason Kelsey is my inner spiritual animal.
I wish Jason Kelsey was my dad. No offense,
The
Dad.
only problem with
For
him,
watching.
he's a Philadelphia Eagle.
Yeah, but like Jason Kelsey is just like a big fluffy dude with a super hot wife, and he just is the ultimate fucking goofball. It's like actually, yeah, like I said, I don't
That
wish he
man
was my
gives me
dad.
hopes.
I don't wish he was my dad because I don't want to piss off my dad. But if Jason Kelsey was my uncle, oh my god, he'd be the best uncle ever.
I'll be done to take some brewskis with that boy.
I would too, dude. He'd probably drink you under the table, bro.
Bro, I will fucking challenge him.
Whenever we went out last time, who got more drunk, you or me?
You were driving, so
I was still freaking matching you though. One day we'll do that. We'll go get ramen before and then go over to Max and see who dies of alcohol poisoning first.
Bet. Challenge accepted.
All right. Winner gets the other person's deck. We still need to play some.
The other person gets. That person gets their Yu-Gi-Oh collection.
Yeah. Tell you what, I need to buy some more WWE cards. Like, especially at your store, there's always like good cards in those packs for some reason. I low-key think
like,
Gary was just trying to hook me up.
WWE cards and like kind of shitty Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Hmm. Yeah, I've gotten like good cards, but I haven't got like rare ones from Yu-Gi-Oh at your store. But WWE, I got a Alexa Bliss ring canvas one. I got a Carmella autograph, a Candice LeRae autograph, and I had a Finn Balor like jacket card.
Nice.
Yeah. I want to start getting back into that. And heck, I found out today I don't owe any taxes this year.
I didn't either.
Walmart announced a 3-for-1 stock split, so I know the stock's going to take a big hit temporarily, but I'm going to get more shares out of it, and then it's eventually going to go back up. They're basically doing it.
Walmart just recently purchased Vizio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason they're doing this stock split is to try to open up more shares for people to buy because Amazon is joining the Dow this week, which is like a big it's a big list of corporations that basically help make up the stock market. And Walmart kind of wants more power than Amazon when it comes to the Dow, so that's why they're opening up more shares. So I get 3 times of the shares I already have right now whenever this split goes through on Monday. Like I said, so the stock, I'm going to lose a lot of money on Monday, but I'll gradually gain it back and then multiply it by 3. And then I woke up today, had a text from a girl calling me pretty cute, and I should have used chick before. Today was a good day. I had that Ice Cube song playing after all the shit today. Well, everybody, that was this episode of the Trainwreck Podcast. Like I said, thank you for all the support on the last couple episodes. Like I said, 5 straight episodes where we hit over 40 views. I mean, that's best numbers we've ever done. Such a freaking hot streak. Like I said, the NFL playoffs, I think, had a lot to do with that. Plus, The Rock returning to WWE and Vince McMahon being the worst person alive kind of helped with that. Maybe we'll break into a Christian ministry podcast or something to fill the time between now and football season, or maybe
we'll figure something out. We will get a little creative.
We'll start dipping into politics. Everybody.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's where I draw the line.
Nobody argues about politics, Drew. You know that. Everybody loves politics.
I don't need no goddamn liberals arguing about my opinions. Look, I already have that much at Walmart. I don't need it over here too.
But yeah, next episode we'll have our first ever guest, Christian. He's got a YouTube channel. I'll have it linked down in the description below. Next episode, I gotta look up interview questions because I've been interviewed. I've never done an interview, bro. So I definitely gotta look up some good questions for him. Zach was at downtown tonight, and I said it's not like we brought Zach on during football season. He's gonna stay on, during the off season as well. But heck, he'll help fill some time, with us. Help me and Drew. I was just showing Drew a video of a girl's boobs while you guys weren't watching. So that's how much it's like shit. Yeah, it's like shit. What are we gonna fucking talk about? I know I gotta be really good with my editing. Make sure I edit that out. But appreciate y'all. We'll see you next time, whenever that is. I might have an Elimination Chamber review on my channel. More than likely not, but check out the Fortnite streams. Been doing those. I've gotten 2 wins on stream. Both of them I've posted my reactions as shorts if you want to check those out. And I did a 3-hour one yesterday, dude. And then I went and got that ramen, which, dude, we got to go get that ramen, dude. It was so fucking good.
bit.
But then I came home and played Fortnite for like 3 more hours. I played for 6 hours yesterday.
Nice.
All right, y'all. See you next time. Have a good night.